This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 654 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for March 18th, 2025, and it is 65 days until the opening of Epic Universe. Hello, everybody. It is Michelle. I am your handy-dandy host for today, and I've also got with me the whole fam-damly, Tracy, Chris, and Lee.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello. What's up? We got some personalities on us today, so this should be a good one. Before we get into that,
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uUOP.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Are we going to get into this now then? I was going to say this until after the birthday.
Wasn't there housekeeping?
Actually, well, the first housekeeping I need to do is, and thanks for the person that left us an iTunes review to tell us this little bit of housekeeping. So you and Chris had an argument on the last episode, Michelle.
Okay, thank you.
About where the Fearless River goes through Krakatoa. And Michelle said it didn't. That was the Lazy River. And actually, someone pulled us up. And I have double-checked just before. And Chris, you were right. It is the Fearless River that goes through Krakatoa.
Okay.
So
suck it, Michelle.
there's no way. I float on my freaking float.
Hey.
Michelle, I've looked it up.
Or gaslighting here, all right?
On the Universal website, it says that the Fearless River goes through there's a very specific word that it uses through Krakatoa. Can't remember what it is now, but I did look it up to make sure.
Crack.
And I remember going through that so many times, and it makes sense because we mainly do the Fearless. So, yeah.
Anyway,
Michelle's just lying.
I don't like to be
That's
wrong.
so weird because
just...
it doesn't make sense to me because I very rarely do the Fearless. And that's like Krissa and I hang out in that dang, with all the lights and stuff. And we like chat with the lifeguards and stuff. You can't do that when you're flying past on the Fearless River.
Yeah, you can.
Now, are you sure you don't start off at the Fearless River and then get flipped out and you land in the Lazy River?
Where the
confusion's
it's been a while, so I'm going to believe you guys. But
thank you to the iTunes reviewer. We really appreciate that.
Hey, look, we've always said we're not the experts. We don't know everything. So if we get something wrong, I'd rather people tell us and we can put it right rather than sounding like a bunch of...
I mean, you might not know everything, but I do. Obviously.
I kind of wanted to talk a little bit of Epic Universe because obviously there's a lot going on right now in Universal.
Hadn't heard.
They've released quite a bit as of recording today, so we've had actual video of the... I even looked its name up so I could remember. What's the dragon? Summit Fly. Come on, someone, help me out.
The dragon?
The one that they just released the meet and greet today, the video of.
That one.
Oh, Astrid. No.
That's the name of the woman.
Astrid girl. Super something. Fly, super.
Summit Fly. Superfly. It's not that.
Superfly.
Superfly.
Horsefly.
Stormfly.
Yeah. Which looks, you can tell the legs at the back look like a man's legs, but the actual dragon itself looks amazing.
It's that type of puppetry. It's amazing.
That costume, Astrid's costume, is amazing.
I love all the costumes.
Cool. I'm trying so hard to remain spoiler free though. So I literally scrolled past it.
Really?
Because I didn't want to look hard.
And then they released some actual in-park, so a picture from, the entrance portal, the Kronos, and then a picture from each of the lands. I have a new screensaver today because that shot of Victoria Frankenstein's castle in Dark Universe it looks CG.
It took me a second to realise it was a photograph.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
We also had a friend of ours who is no longer a friend enjoying meat inside of Alabama.
Oh yes, yeah. We've voted to remove her.
I wondered where you were going with that there. Yes, Michelle's co-host is in there today, and we were like, "Yeah, you're gone."
It's just pure jealousy.
She
there was no voting on this. Just told her she's gone.
Yeah.
No, She texted, me and Kenneth, and I'm in Epic Universe, and I just wrote back, "Shut up."
How is she in there? Because she
For
doesn't
two
work
reasons.
there
Well,
anymore.
mainly only actually because I don't want spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I mean, I'm happy for everybody that's going in there right now, but
Absolutely.
like, I am very invested in opening day, very invested. And if I already know what I'm going to see, it's not going to be as exciting. So
Honestly, though, let's just say this. I feel like it's so grand and so much newness going on
Mhm.
that even all the spoilers and tidbits and things, like that video I sent the other day, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, of somebody with cell phone footage inside of...
Yeah, we didn't watch it. Michelle and I both went, hell no, I ain't watching that.
no,
You can watch it. It's literally just, imagine you're watching the aerial photos, but it's zoomed into the floor. It's not showing anything crazy. But it is cool to see the circus tent and everything else around there.
no, I want to be a complete Epic Universe virgin. I want to have reached no bases by the time I go to Epic Universe.
So which land is taking your virginity?
That's
That
a
would
conversation
definitely be
we
Dark
need
Universe.
to have. Okay.
Is it
Victoria
Astrid?
Frankenstein. Yeah.
Well, speaking of opening day, a lot's changed since the last time we recorded one of these episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, we didn't have any tickets for Epic Universe before, like when we recorded our last news episode. And so the story goes that we'd booked to go out for May, hoping to get tickets. Obviously, we missed out on the pass holder tickets. We weren't prepared to drop whatever the ridiculous cost for the multi-day tickets were. So we were expecting single-day tickets to drop, which they did. And those of you listening will know that those tickets were from June onwards. So we were like super, super bummed out when I came home from work on Thursday. Because I rang Michelle and got out of bed at 5 a.m. on Thursday morning to try and get single-day tickets.
Love you, Michelle.
And
I happily tried, but
I know. And then Michelle rang me on the toilet. And I answered, as I always do.
I didn't know you were on the toilet. Let's preface that.
You always do. I'm either in the bath or on the toilet. It's weird.
God knows what happens on the toilet that he has to go to the bath.
And it turns out that an amazing listener reached out to Michelle and said, what, Michelle?
Said, I'm going to swear you to secrecy, but I would like to buy Lee and Tracy multi-day tickets, the multi-park tickets that include opening day, because they can't come all the way here from the UK and not go to Epic. I said, are you sure? Because they're not cheap. And this person said, yes, let's do it. So
I had a pretty crappy day on Thursday. Even Tracy, when I told her, I had a crappy day, and it just turned that upside down. I got quite emotional when Michelle was telling me, to be fair.
I mean,
So,
that's you anyway.
I know.
It took a minute. It was dicey there for a minute, because anybody who was trying to get tickets that day, whether on the regular website or travel agents, know that was not a fun day for booking things, because their ticketing system kept crashing. And for a while, I was thinking that opening day just wasn't going to be available because the system kept kicking me out. But finally, it went through, and Lee and Tracy will be joining me for opening day of Epic Universe.
This is where I feel really bad, because Chris isn't going to be there with us.
You should feel bad.
I do, genuinely. Because it would have been awesome for all four of us to be there.
Yep.
It would.
But Chris is a loser that didn't want to come.
I am.
No, it's Alexa's fault.
He had to go with his real family the next weekend.
No, it's Alexa's fault. She should have been on the pass holder ticket.
Available opening weekend.
Alexa should have been on it and getting them the pass holder, not waiting the week after. That's her fault.
Oh,
Love you, Alexa, by the way.
You can hit him. I'll give you permission.
So anyway, continuing on. Prior to that, so we're coming out in Burr for Horror Nights. And I'd already got 2 days for Epic. So as of Saturday night, we were coming out opening day and then 2 days in October. And then when I was on the phone to Michelle the other day, she was like, would you switch one of your October days so we could go with you? And I was like, I don't know whether we even can. And I was talking to Tracy, and
I would, hell no, I don't want to spend any more time with her.
Like, look, why don't we just book another day? So last night I went back on and booked a third day in October.
Money? What's
So
that?
You mean in Burr? In Burr?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it matters.
So yes, we're actually doing opening day and then 3 days in October at this point.
Yeah.
Because from what I'm hearing, we're going to need them.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to do it because we'll get to see it, obviously, opening day. We'll get all that hype, but then we get to go back when it's settled a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, operations are running a little smoother. So...
I'm glad I'm finding out about this October epic trip now.
We did tell you
You guys
about
really
it.
don't want to hang out with me.
No, I
Jeez.
told you about October.
We actually did in the last recording.
Look, I will tell you.
Did we? Is it recorded?
Yes.
Well, he probably cut it out by now.
No,
but
I
yeah.
didn't.
Chris, we do what I do and having a little ADHD daydream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I talk about being emotional. Like we were watching. So they released the Portals, like director's cut video on YouTube over the week. I cannot even watch the first second of anything Epic Universe that Universal put out without filling up with tears at this point. I'm just so ready for it to happen.
I know you're excited now, huh? Because you know you'll
my
be
God.
there.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait.
Yep. And we're going to do it right. So you guys just need to get ready. I mean, you guys will probably be more ready than me because of the time difference. But I mean, if they let us start lining up
Oh no.
at the front of the gates at 3 a.m., I shall be there
Jesus,
at
that's
3
changed.
a.m.
It was-
It keeps getting earlier and
It was
earlier.
5 a.m. the last conversation we had, but all right.
Whatever time and Chris, that's probably one reason why you don't want to come to
Yeah.
opening day.
I mean, I would just go from Rising Star straight to the gates.
Yeah.
And,
Well, 3 a.m. is
Not
my
a bad
usual
idea,
bedtime.
actually.
Yeah. I mean, I said to Lee the other day, like, a bit of a game plan is to try and stay on UK time as much as possible until then.
Because we arrive on the Monday and it's not until Thursday.
And that'll
so,
make
yeah,
that early start a lot easier. Plus, it means we get in the other parks early.
maybe.
I'll get in the other parks early.
So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I can't believe we've gone from not going at all to 4 days now.
So
oh, you guys used to go to
excited.
Universal every 4 years?
Oh yeah,
I know what happened.
Yeah, up until 2019, it was like I think we were averaging, I think it was like 2.5, 3 years, and now like, yeah, it's,
Every other week.
I think,
It's
put it
because
this way,
I'm a bad influence.
I think you
That's-
are.
Huh?
Since 2019, bearing in mind that 18 months in the middle of that stretch, we couldn't have come to Florida if we'd wanted to.
No.
We've been 2019, 2020, 22, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25. We'll have been 8 times. Oh my God.
Insane.
Love it.
I think part of October as well is
Horror
we
Nights.
missed Horror Nights, and also my degree finishes in September,
Yes.
and
Oh,
next
yeah, we can-
and then next year I better be bloody working.
Shall be cracking the whip, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, come out even more
you're the
because we'll have
boss.
more money.
Yeah, so I don't know why I'm justifying it.
Just
Anyway.
apply for a job while you're here.
Yeah. I'm so
I can sign your work visa.
There you go.
Yeah, but
Universal needs creative writers.
Tricia's done drugs, so she can't come in.
I
For
have
anyone
not done
keeping up
drugs.
on the
Jesus
news,
Christ!
for anybody keeping up on the news in the UK right now, that joke will hit pretty hard. But obviously
No.
you're not. So
not me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
really, all right. If anyone
That's the drugs
anybody
talking.
keeping up with the Royals lately will know what that's about.
Oh God.
That was topical.
All
Then no
right.
one got it.
So
Wow.
shall we move on
Yes.
to
Yes.
our birthdays?
Yes.
All right, Tracy, hit us with some Producers Club birthdays.
I will. We've got a nice little group to start us off. So on March the 18th sees the birthday of Brian Fuchs. Happy birthday, Brian!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brian.
And on the 20th, it's Andy DeMartellara's birthday. Happy birthday, Andy!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Andy.
And then on the 21st, it's Lauren Hugh Halleck's birthday. Happy birthday, Lauren!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Lauren. And is that really how you pronounce your last name?
Yeah, I ask her nearly every time we do her birthday on the show, so I finally remembered.
You don't pronounce the cha?
You Chalik.
Uchalik.
Uchalik.
That sounds really Northern. Hugh Halleck. I like that.
Lauren, how could we have known each other for this long and
Oh
you
my
have
God,
not
Michelle.
corrected
Clearly,
me?
you don't know her that well. Jeez.
Lauren, we
Feliz
have
cumpleaños,
words.
Lauren.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
That's going to do it for that little
Much.
group of birthdays.
Perfect. All right. Let's move on to our favorite little things with Seth.
This is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides, back with a look at all the little things new around the Universal Orlando Resort for the middle of March 2025. Of course, this week's big little news is the release of single-day tickets to Epic Universe that are not tied to buying tickets to the old parks. Tickets range from $139 up to $199 plus tax. And whichever day of the year you pick, you'll be paying $20 more for an Epic ticket than you would for the equivalent one-day ticket to the studios or IOA. If you're in the UK trying to buy tickets to Epic Universe and that calendar just won't scroll down past June, here's a trick you can use. Make sure you're logged in using a VPN and set the time zone on your computer or device to the New York zone. That's the Eastern United States. And that should allow you to see more ticket availability. Okay, driving into Universal's resort, I noticed that the landscaping around the terrace, which was recently repainted at the main Kirkman Road entrance, which is where I usually enter the resort, is getting a whole lot of love. Right off the bat in City Walk, the huge little news is that the new Cinnabon stand is now open, so you have a permanent spot along the pathway towards IOA to get your morning fix of Cinnabon. Right near there in City Walk, the Lone Palm Airport Bar is closed right now with walls up around. Looks like they are tearing up the pavement where the Hemisphere Dancer airplane used to sit. Hopefully that's a sign that they are getting ready for that plane's return, which has been promised sometime in 2025. This week is St. Patrick's Day, and of course, Pat O'Brien's is celebrating with some specials and a stage for a street party right in front of their restaurant on the upper level of City Walk. I've noticed some merchandise discounts in the stores both in City Walk and inside the parks. If you're interested in those interactive wands that came out for the Mega Movie Parade over the summer, you can now buy one and get a second half off. And Universal has recently been hyping some of the merchandise you'll be able to buy at Epic Universe. One of those items is an interactive Niffler from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter that is actually already for sale and on sale. Right now you can get an interactive Niffler for only $30 when you spend $90.
Oh.
And as we head into the theme parks, as we approach the busy spring break season, I was happy to see that they've resumed having dedicated lines for people who have pre-registered with IBCCES for a disability card, both inside and outside the front entrances of the parks. Those queues inside the parks will only be open when staffing is available. Okay, a couple quick updates inside Universal Studios Florida. If you missed out on seeing the Glinda and Elphaba meet and greet that they briefly had for the opening of Wicked, you may get a second chance because they're holding auditions for new Glindas and Elphabas to appear at the studios. And it looks like the Cinesational Fountain Show will be getting some refurbishment before its return sometime after the end of Mardi Gras. All the fountain hardware is currently exposed, and there's a small section of the Central Park viewing area that is walled off. Hopping over to Islands of Adventure, I noticed a tent set up outside the long-abandoned Pandemonium Toon Circus Amphitheater over in Toon Lagoon. All I could see in there was a desk and a chair. I'm not sure what that was being used for, so if you get pulled in there for a survey or something, let us know. If you are looking to take a bath with Popeye, his Bildrat Barges raft ride will be back open starting March 16th. And the scrims surrounding the exterior loop for Skull Island Reign of Kong have finally been removed. I haven't seen any trucks going on the exterior yet, but hopefully we are getting closer to the day when the original opening of the Skull Island ride is back in operation. Finally, just the other night, Universal pulled an unexpected surprise and delight moment for some lucky annual pass holders who were over in Islands of Adventure. Seems they sent out an alert through the app to people who were in the park, giving the first few folks who responded a chance to ride Pteranodon Flyers, even if they did not have a child with them. I unfortunately only heard about it after they were all gone. But if you are in the parks, keep an eye on that app for special alerts like that if you're a pass holder. All right, that'll wrap it up for this time. As always, you can find me and my books at theunofficialguides.com. I'll be back in a couple weeks, and until then, I'm Seth Kaburski, keeping an eye on all those little things for you.
Who's ready to shower with Popeye?
So I actually saw someone in the pass holder group post about that Pteranodon Flyers thing. And the notification they got in the app basically invited any guests in Islands of Adventure to go to the annual pass holder lounge between 7 p.m. and 7:15 p.m. to get on Pteranodon Flyers without a kid at 8 p.m. And they were doing it for the first 50 pass holders that got there.
That's crazy. I wonder what that was
I love
like.
it.
It's awesome.
I love it. I think that's such a cool little, airdrop of fun that they could do.
Yeah.
Whoever is doing their social media marketing, whatever it is. I think that was a really brilliant idea, especially because it's something that most people don't get to ride.
No.
Right? Unless you have kids or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can. I went to that park for 20 years and never rode it until my niece was there with me.
Did you see any hubbub about that in socials about did it sell out fast? Were people running to get there?
Yeah, I didn't see. I literally just saw some guy said, "Oh, I've just had this notification pop up in the app," and
I saw somebody post up in the pass holder page, actually showing the ticket.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but I didn't see any chaos after that.
Oh, I mean, it will have been. You know damn well it will have been.
I'm sure they will, but I mean, shut up. Not to you, to them.
Whoa.
You're going to complain about that? Really? I know they complain about everything, but stop.
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely would have been running. Not that. I mean, Pteranodon Flyers is really not that big a deal, but it's still a cool special thing.
Yeah, because that thing of everyone sat round here right now, if we were in the parks, normally we can't ride it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So to get the opportunity to be able to do it without having to kidnap someone's child. How many times I've been in that park with Gillian and I've never snatched Noah and gone on it?
Right. Noah should be sick of that ride at this point with the amount of
Yeah.
producers club members who are asking to ride it
That's
with him.
weird because I have literally spent time in that park with just me, her and Noah, and we've never been on that ride together.
Gillian, you need to pimp your kid out.
Yeah, 10 bucks a shot and you'll be
I mean, she would
does.
as long as
She
Noah
does,
likes
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Last time I remember, he loved it still.
Shocking.
That's funny.
Wow.
I think it would be I think I would enjoy it more without a kid though, because when I did it with Trissa, I was a little bit like a nervous mom.
Yeah, because it is. There's not
No,
a lot
because
holding you
you
in.
guys, didn't you ride it with yours?
Yes. The first time we went in 2009 because Finn will have been 5 and Raymond will have been 10.
It was closed. Next one. It was closed for.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
2013. I don't remember. I don't think we were that. I think it was a case of even if it had been open, it is a one and done. It's not particularly exciting.
It scares me a little
Thrill
bit.
of doing something that you can't do.
Yes,
normally.
of course, and that's why
Yeah.
they're being mental when they did that drop there, because it's like I say, it's literally the only ride in that park that has any sort of other than height and weight things on others, but
Right.
the 95% of people can ride everything else in the park other than that ride. So to give 50 people the opportunity is awesome.
Yeah.
It's Universal's way of helping our population decline.
But it's cool again, the little things that they do for the pass holders. They don't have to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that.
Nope.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Awesome.
Hopefully those scrims coming down around Kong means they've finished that paving off and we might actually get, like Seth said, he hasn't seen any, but hopefully that's an indication that they've finished that and we might actually start getting the trucks going outside again, because it does lose a lot, in my opinion, not going outside.
Yeah.
I think so too. But it lost even more when they took away the goggles. But
See, I didn't.
Yeah.
I disagree. I don't think it lost that much without the 3D.
I feel like that ride works really well with the 3D though,
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
because it's not overbearing. I think it's the right amount of 3D. A couple got.
I can see all of like the screen's edges and
That's true.
things.
But but that's not anything to do with the 3D. That's just the fact that it's restricting your view. Just put your hands over it. Like, just make your own goggles out your hands. You know, like you did with like making binoculars when you were a kid.
Oh God.
Carry some toilet roll tubes around with
Yeah,
you.
brilliant.
There we go.
Hey, everybody in the car, just do this.
Oh my God! If we ever do a weekender, that's what we need to get. We need to take
So we have
over
a craft session first, making them.
just do it with your hands.
Hey, you're giving away the entire weekender there, guys.
That'd be amazing. How funny would that be, though?
Oh, wow.
Like everyone on the bus with their hands making binoculars. And the team members get off at the other end, like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
Shiv's no ride photo.
We were searching for Kong, and we found him. He was at the end.
Is that what the creative said when they were discussing taking 3D? And that one person was like, well, I mean, you can see all the edges now. Well, they can just hold their hands up like this.
Exactly.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry, Tracy. I know I
Nifflers.
mentioned you about the niffler.
Nifflers.
I missed the bit where you have to spend $90 to get the 30
I
off.
see no problem.
Wait, but isn't
I
this
could
is
do
the
that
same
easy.
nifflers that they had out already
Yes.
before, but they were so ugly.
No,
Oh
they're
no,
gorgeous.
Tracy was desperate for one.
No, because it's just the right size to sit and stroke, and I just need something to sit and stroke.
I mean,
Oh.
No. No.
I was
Go
going to
ahead,
say
Chris,
something
go
really
ahead.
wrong.
Hey,
No.
I'm gonna let the listeners do it.
Okay.
I want
I
everyone
mean, it was
listening
just like
now.
laid on a platter there for you, though.
Yeah.
Just-
No,
I'm going to start doing a thing where everybody listening shouts out, "That's what she said." Wherever you are, I don't care if you're on the train going to work, then shout out, "That's what she said."
yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for something to stroke, I've got a niffler tattooed on my back, Tracy. I mean, I can.
I don't know if it was your
Wow.
birthday,
Image in
Benson, but
mind.
you know.
live stream. I see it already.
Listen, I love nifflers.
Yes.
I love them. They're so freaking cute. But those, I don't know. They just look weird to me. Like there was something about their eyes that was just like, dang it.
I need to know if they're as chatty as the owls, because my God,
Oh my God, yeah.
my owl never shuts up.
It's weird that they would put them on sale prior to
Unless there's a new version coming out.
maybe.
If there's a new version, I hope that'd be great.
But if that merch sale is still on when we're there, I am going in and I'm dropping some dollars.
Yeah, Michelle, it looks like that Brown Derby hat shop sale is just an ongoing thing now.
So cool.
You know they're going to stop it the day before we arrive.
I think it's only, when we did it, it was like 70%. I think it's only 50% now. Chris, we've
can
said
live
it.
with
We can
that.
just say October now. We might as well just say it. There's no point. I
I
can't
could
be
live
asked
with that.
bleeping it all out. Yeah, I think it's only 50% now where it was 70 when we did it.
It's all the Hogsmeade, the traditional Hogsmeade Christmas stuff that's in there now. And I couldn't persuade Lee to let me buy all of that stuff last year. And now I'm like, oh, it's there. It's so cheap.
No, I was gonna say honestly, I think it's a better solution than the garage sales.
You
that
beat
they
me
do.
to it. That's what I was just about to
Yeah.
ask. Do you think
It
they
gives
are
way
doing
more
that?
opportunities.
Yeah.
And you have random objects and items and purses, whatever, anything. I think it's just really cool that you get new drops every couple weeks.
Yeah.
You don't have to live in Orlando. You could just visit it whenever you have your. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was literally going to ask, do you think they're doing this to kind of make it easier if they do the garage sales? Because from what I've heard, they're an absolute show. And like you say, they're a very specific time of the year for very specific people, and the average pass holder not all pass holders live in there. Like people like us, it was brilliant. We went in there like twice. And between Michelle, Audrey, and Tracy, they dropped like $1,000.
And it's also kind of nice because it's
No,
not.
we didn't. It was also cheap.
Yeah, I regret not buying
Everything.
twice as much.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
It was
Chris.
stuff
go
I
on.
really
I
regret.
think it's a great way as well to kind of deflect scalpers. So instead of going to the garage sale and being there at 3 a.m. waiting to get buying all to flip. The only way to do it this way, you have to be at the park every single day to see what
New
drop.
stuff. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and doing it this way, if they aren't going to do the garage sale anymore, it makes sense because now they don't have to store all that crap. It's just waiting for that garage sale. They can actually like start pushing it into the store and try to get rid of it immediately.
And then it's not a one-drop shot either. Like with the Brown Derby hat shop, if they decide stuff isn't selling and they want rid of it, well, then they just up the discount.
Yeah. And it feels almost like the prop shop where, you can always walk in and maybe find something new.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are going to go in, probably a pass holder will probably go in every day just on the off chance that there might be something in there that wasn't in there the last time they were in. And then
I for sure would if I lived there.
Because then the fact is that they might not see something new, but they might go, I saw that yesterday and I kind of, bugger it, I'm going to buy it.
You're describing Tracy right now.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to be there every single day of the trip.
I feel so seen.
Yep. I'll go with you, Tracy. It's okay.
I'll take Audrey as well because she'll pay for it. She doesn't listen, so it's fine.
No.
I wasn't invited to the trip, so I won't be there.
Chris, you're always...
Oh, where's that tiny violin?
Oh, she has no sympathy at all, Michelle, does she? She's shocking.
After she bought you those tickets for Epic, she's just on a roll right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
All right. What else we got going on?
Not a lot, really.
Not really.
Cinnabon, though. Cinnabon.
Oh,
and it's in a really... It's like really accessible. You can just do like a running flyby, a bye-bye.
It's easier if you go into islands because it's like opposite the steps where into Big Fire.
But breakfast is on the cards again.
Oh, yeah, I know. I do like a
second breakfast because I have to stay at Surfside and Dockside. I like their breakfast, so I have to have breakfast there. And then second breakfast is a Cinnabon.
One of the best days
Nice,
of that day, we went into islands and just grabbed a big cinnamon roll and just wandered around Islands of Adventure eating that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I was starting to get to the point with coming to Universal because we come as often as we do now. I never thought I would say that. Where it's nice to just chill out, like you say, just grab a Cinnabon and just wander around rather than like have to go. It's crazy, I know.
My feet
it
are
is
happy.
weird hearing you say that though, because
I know.
we've talked much on the flip side where it's like, well, you got to get these things done,
yep,
and you got to try, or like, well, we do the same things over and over, so try something new, and now you're like, well, let's just slow it down a bit.
Yeah. The Cinnabon was such a fabulous trip. It was so
really
nice.
was.
Like how much did we just hang out in the lobby or the food court of the hotel, just chilling?
Yep.
I loved that.
So nice.
I loved going for breakfast every morning, whether it be like with Kelly or Michelle and Audrey or Michelle and Audrey and Kelly or Michelle and Audrey and Kelly and Chris and Alexa. It was
obviously,
awesome.
he has a problem with just having breakfast with me.
No. We had dinner there.
He just likes to have breakfast with everybody
You had
else.
dinner during breakfast?
With all his other women.
Wait, don't say that. My harem.
Oh, on that note, we're going to take a quick ad break.
I wish to go to South Korea.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin. All right, welcome back. We are going to now hear a Which Stick Gets Your Lick, and this one comes from Tricia.
I've been given the impossible task to keep this family friendly. So why is the segment name so rich with double entendre? We all know what you're trying to say with the segment name that you picked. I'm not even gonna go there, so which stick gets your lick?
Which stick gets your lick? Oh, hell yeah. Lick it, baby.
Hi, this is Tricia and
Lorelai
in the parks, and we are doing our Which Stick Gets Your Lick review. I originally started with the Vector, and Lorelai had the Evil Minion. She really did not like it, so I gave her part of mine. Out of a score of 1 to 5, what was your thought?
2.
Why a 2?
because they were sticky, they were messy, and like they didn't have a lot of flavor, and the taste was just meh.
I have to agree. I was really disappointed. They would have been better without the chocolate coating or whatever it was that just kind of fell off in the hot weather. So I think they need to go back to their basic popsicles.
They're super sticky and annoying.
I'd spend your money in Harry Potter for real ice cream.
Yeah, like a butterbeer.
Apparently that's what people say about the 4 hosts of UUOP. They're super sticky and annoying. We talked about the popsicles there, though, haven't we? It's like a weird thing because there are the ones that are like an ice lolly. And then those ones that are more like a... I suppose in the US there would be a fudgesicle. Do we have anything like that over here?
Feasts.
Like an ice cream,
feast.
But not, they're weird.
Yeah, we do have a few things like that. A mivvy. That's taken everybody who knows what I'm talking about way back.
God, I love these words, all of them.
All of them?
Yeah,
Really?
just iced lolly and just all those different terms that you're using.
All right.
We don't use them over here, so I just think they're very creative.
You do when it's butterbeer season because they're butterbeer. They call it a butterbeer ice lolly.
Mm-hmm.
Which apparently is year round now, so I'll actually get to see how disappointing it was for Chris and Alexa.
Yeah.
You did say it was terrible. I seem to remember because I got you and Alexa to try one and do a live review, and you were like, "Yeah,
it wasn't terrible, but the outer coating was nice. That's about the extent of what we enjoyed. The rest was just kind of meh."
Well, do you want to hear yourself on the podcast? All you've got to do is join in with a Which Stick Gets Your Lick, and it is super easy. Here's what you've got to do.
Head over to Freezeray Pops in Minion Land at Universal Studios Florida and sample as many of the popsicles or ice lollies as you'd like.
And after you've tried them, record yourself rating each one on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being...
Oh, hell no.
And 5 being...
Oh, hell yeah.
And send your recordings to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
For the best experience and sound, record your thoughts while you're still in the park.
And I'm going to say it again, because it's the perfect segue. I'll be glad when that bloody ride closes so people can do them with a bit less noise in the background.
Mm-hmm.
What ride is that you're talking about, Lee? That's right. Rip Ride Rockit.
Perfect segue.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So, speaking of, we are going to do our ultimate ride ranking of said ride.
I just thought, because we haven't started Universal Studios Florida yet, and I thought, because there's probably not going to be a lot of news between now and the opening of Epic, so we'll squeeze a few of these in. I thought, I know Rip Ride Rockit closes this year, but as of right now, it's still there, so we'll include it just to see where it ends up. But I think this will be quite interesting, because one of the 4 of us can't say too much about it.
Shame.
I'm okay with that.
Shame.
Okay.
Well, we will have a conversation about that in the bonus episode, Michelle.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. So just to jog everybody's memory, we're going to rank these, breaking it down into categories. So we're going to rank the facade, the storyline, whether it's worth the average wait, the queue experience, and then, of course, the overall ride experience.
Oh my God, this is going to be fun.
Let's get it going.
Okay.
All right.
Out of 10, by the way, right? Let's just stamp that down. Out of 10.
Out of 10.
And
10
half points
being-
count, right?
No.
10 being great. 1 being ugh.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the facade.
Who?
I can speak to the facade. Because that's pretty much all I ever see.
Well, actually,
when it comes to this
so
ride.
I'm going to jump in and say the facade for me is the entrance.
Well, on other rides, we have said it's everything that you can see of the ride while you're standing at the entrance.
Yes,
So,
and if you're stood at the entrance, you're looking effectively down the side of Rip Ride Rockit.
that's true.
So I'm just going to put that out there. That's what the facade is.
Yeah, but the lift hill counts because you can see it.
Because you can see it.
If you look up. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So in that case,
Because
then,
that's where I stand to watch my family go on the ride.
Do the rules say that you can't turn your head left or right? Is it literally just looking forward from the entrance?
I mean, I suppose you could look.
No, it's everything you can see from, like when we did not Rip
I remember this.
Ripsaw Falls. When we did Ripsaw Falls, remember we included the fact that we could actually see the hill over to the right.
Yeah,
so in this case, then you said you could include the firehouse.
No, because that's
you can see that.
Exactly. All right, we'll go a 10-degree angle either side and up. Jesus Christ.
No, you can't actually. I don't think you can see the firehouse because if you're standing in front of the entrance, not in the parade area or the stage, right? If you're standing there, I don't think you can see the firehouse. That's not what we're...
No, the fire... Tracy's being facetious, Chris, because it's right behind you down
I've
the other end.
I've got special eyes.
I'm going to get going here, guys.
The firehouse is behind you. So basically, if we can turn, you can literally see the entire park from the entrance to Rip Ride Rockit is what she's getting at.
I'm having to look up the facade.
The facade is the entrance to it, and it's down the side. So you've got like that red sort of...
Is it made of Lego?
Canopy over...
I've got a picture of it. I'm literally just... It looks like it's made of Lego.
Jesus Christ.
The facade is the face of the building, especially the principal front that looks onto a street or open space.
So it's basically, I would say what we've done for this is the entrance of the ride.
So it's like the gates, if you would like.
And what you can see of the ride from the entrance.
Yeah.
Like we at Cat in the Hat, we considered the fact that the top is a hat of the building to be part of the facade because you can see it from the entrance.
Someone just...
I would have thought we'd just be breaking this down as much as we are right.
Jesus, someone just go, will you?
Okay, so facade, I'll start. So this is pretty much all I know. So I'm doing it from where I leave my family, let them go on the ride. So the area where all of us chickens are sitting, that to me is the facade. And what I can see from right there is nothing. I mean, it's fun to sit there and watch the people go up the lift hill. I'm terrified every time thinking it's going to stop.
It usually does.
It does not.
So I mean, it's kind of cool to see that, to sit and watch that. But like the actual signage and everything else is very underwhelming. There's nothing that draws me to want to ride that ride because the only thing that I can see is that lift hill, which is the most terrifying part to me. So I'm going to give the facade a 1.
Okay.
Wow. There's nothing. Okay. Tracy.
I'm looking at a picture. It's red.
Yeah, that's about it.
It looks like Lego. I think the picture I'm actually looking at has been enhanced, so give me 1 second.
What, so it looks redder than it's supposed to?
That looks more like it. So now it looks like a dirty maroon. Okay, that's what I remember. Yeah, it looks like a Lego arch. Not even good Lego, like cheap Lego from Wish. It's underwhelming for what is supposed to be a really grand coaster. It's quite an underwhelming entrance. In fact, it's so underwhelming I had to go and look it up because I couldn't remember exactly what it looked like. So, in fact, that's weird. I'm seeing lots of different signs with different colorations.
Anyway.
Weird. Yeah, I'll give that a 2.
Okay.
And it's hidden. It's so far back there. Like, why did they not put the entrance out in the front so like it gets more attention? It's very weird.
Well, okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm going to disagree with you on that because I mean, yes, it is far back, but it also has a giant lift hill that draws everyone's attention towards it, I think. So it doesn't need to have anything as opposed to some rides that are just completely hidden.
Like Hagrid's.
Yeah, but if I didn't know, I wouldn't know that's where the entrance is. If I wanted to ride that ride, I'd be like, ooh, that looks cool. How do we get on it?
I've been asked.
Walk to the lift hill.
Somebody has asked me how you get onto the ride.
Michelle, I'll show you in May.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Crystal, I tried.
Yeah.
We'll keep trying.
We'll keep it up. So facade, yes. This one's kind of a weird one because I think aesthetically, like if you back up away from the entrance and look at the entire ride, actually, if you counted that as a facade, it would be really pretty. I think it's a great backdrop for when you're watching concerts. I think the lights are great, but that's not what we're ranking right now. We're ranking just standing in front of the entrance, what you can see. And I agree with what you guys are saying. It's mostly just red tracks. Not a whole lot going on. So out of 10, right?
Yep.
I will give it a 3.
Okay.
That's a good point, though. Like, I do like the lighting package on it at night.
Yeah.
It is a very cool skyline at night.
It's going to lose a lot. Yeah.
That's not the entrance.
No.
That's just like
wait till you're on it. You're going to love it.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
So
All right, Lee.
the facade is very kind of generic. There's not a lot to it. It's just the entrance. But I will give it its due that for the whole aesthetic of the ride itself, it's perfect.
What? Because it matched the colours.
It does look like Lego. I've just seen what you're talking about there.
Right?
I'm going to go with Chris. I just wish you could see some of the ride directly from that entrance. I'll give it a 3 as well.
Big score.
Those Baldies got to stick together.
That's what it is.
All right, let's move on to story.
This should be
Chris,
quick.
let's start with you this time, because is there a story? I don't know.
Well, we'll find out. Chris.
Yeah, so the story here is amazing, right? You guys, so you're two people, a guy and a girl, and you've been transported to another dimension, and the only way to get back is by repeating the word hasta over and over and over again.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on during this ride
because there isn't one.
No, there's none. Yeah, so story gets a 1.
I think that this if there is a loose story on it, is you are part of a music video. I think that's the idea behind it, is it not?
Now, I thought that the story was you're lost in some sort of concrete wilderness. So you have to wander aimlessly back and forth to try and find your way out. You climb up these...
It's like the labyrinth.
These hills. And then you get tired, so you get to sit down. And then you sit there, and it's just this panic that sets in. And you have to make these decisions really quickly. And then all of a sudden, you're falling backwards out of this thing as it's shooting up.
This should not be taking this long.
Tracy, can you please write some fanfic for this ride? Like erotic fanfic for Rip Ride Rockets.
We will be doing
Rockit fanfic.
A tribute to Rip Ride Rockit at some point after it's closed. So yes.
Oh my goodness. Mm.
And Lee, you are correct. It is literally designed as a music video experience.
Yeah.
After all, I'm giving it a 1.
High scores.
All right, Lee, what do you give it?
I mean, there isn't one, is there, really? When you compare it to everything else in the park, everything else has a story of some description. This literally has nothing. Like, there's nothing in the queue. Yes, you're being part of a music video, but there's nothing to see. I don't think anything in the queue, because the whole queue is about... We're not talking about the queue, but we'll get onto that in a minute. I'm going to give it a 1. There is no story. I should give it a 0, but I don't like giving him a 0, so I'm giving it a 1.
All right, well, I'm going to read what the actual Universal website says about it. And all it says is this towering coaster offers a musical twist. As you strap in, you'll pick the song you want to hear above your own shrieks. Adrenaline pumping music and music thumping, you'll climb high, blah, blah, blah. There's no story. So that's it. That is all. So therefore, no story means I have to give it a 0.
Oh, that's fair enough. Wow. I wonder if any other ride so far has had a 3 for anything.
I didn't know we could give zeros.
Yeah, of course you can.
Well, of course.
We have done before.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to whether it's worth the average wait, which this says 36 minutes is the average wait.
This is according to some website. I can't remember now. Waittimes.com or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Tracy, kick us off.
When was the last time you rode it? I think I'm the one that's ridden it the most recent.
I hate that queue line. 30? Was it 30?
No, it's not about the queue line.
No.
It's how much is the ride worth 36
minutes isn't a bad wait line for a coaster. Isn't a bad wait time for a coaster. If there's something to do while you're waiting, something to look at while you're waiting, there is nothing.
Actually, I know the last time you rode it. We rode it with Connor.
That's correct.
In Horror Nights 22.
Anyway, 36 minutes of concrete and a few steps. No, thank you.
Welcome to the concrete jungle. It's a show.
Because you are not entertained apart from hearing those loops over and over again.
Language is terrible.
Right? No, it's not worth that. For me, it's not worth 36 minutes. So I give that I'll be nice. I'll give it a 3.
I was expecting less than that. Okay.
I know, but I'm being nice.
Okay. So I'll go next. Would I wait 36 minutes to ride this ride? Absolutely not. I wouldn't wait the time that it takes to walk from the entrance to the ride without stopping. So I'm going to give it a 0.
Michelle, as a Universal Orlando complete fanboy girl, whatever you want to call yourself, does it not gall you that there is going to be a ride that was there while you were visiting that you are not going to ride?
Nope. Not at all.
Again, if anyone wants to audition for the fourth guest and fourth host on UUOP, that email address is podcast@uuopodcast.com.
It does not bother me one bit.
I even had the balls to ride Stormforce Acceleratron on the last trip.
Right. Yeah.
Even. That's a baby ride.
For someone that suffers from motion sickness as bad as I do, I don't care whether it's a baby ride or not.
All I'll say is, okay then. Go on and don't make me sit in my hands.
I still did it.
I know. But if you went on with me not sat in my hands, it'll be a completely
that one
different...
you can change the intensity. If I could opt to go on the less intense version of Rip Ride Rockit that did not have that lift hill, I would do it. I don't have the option of making it less intense.
There's a P word running through my brain right now, and we'll just leave it there. Fill in the blanks.
Positively
No, it's
amazing.
not that. It's not
Is that
that
what
long.
you're thinking
No,
of?
it's only 5 letters.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Kitty?
So, Lee,
What?
what do you think? Is it worth the average wait of 36 minutes?
So as I've already said, I am the one that's ridden this ride. The most recent I rode it on, was it our last day or the day before our last day?
One of those.
I think it was our last day, actually. I ran and left you into Day Cafe and went and ran
into Day
over
Cafe?
and
That
did,
does not sound like me.
Single rider line. And do you know what? I really like it. 36 minutes is a long time, but I think it's worth that. I know a lot of people complain that it's too stop, start, but I don't mind it. I like it. The view from the top of that. I love that lift hill personally. I think it's awesome because I'm just looking around at the park, which you don't get to see really anywhere in studios from that height. I'm going to give it a 7.
Wow. Okay. Chris?
36 minutes.
When was the last time you rode it, Chris?
See, that's the thing. It's been a couple of years for different reasons, but I have to agree with Tracy. So, 36 minutes I think it's well worth the wait. Honestly, Rip Ride Rockit is one of my favorite coasters. Yes. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. I think it's smooth, as crazy as that sounds.
I agree.
I know a lot of people complain that it's not, but I think it is very smooth.
It is. I was expecting to get chucked around when I did it in December, and I didn't.
No, and even as that coaster is, where it goes a lot of side to sides, and you would think that it would kind of make it less smooth. No, it's really good at that. The only problem is, like Tracy had mentioned, is that line, that queue it makes 36 minutes feel like 360 minutes. It's just so mind numbing. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the ride. Is it worth the wait? 36 minutes? Absolutely. I'm going to go with Lee, 7.
Get in.
Wow.
Get in. Yes.
Shut up. Oh my God. Okay.
This is going to be quick, by the way.
Yeah. Lee.
The queue.
Tell us about the queue.
Oh my God, it's horrendous. I mean, the last time we rode this together
Michelle's
with Connor,
favourite bit.
It broke down and we were stuck in that queue.
The queue broke down?
The ride, shut the up.
That's got to be rough.
So we were stuck in that line for 20 minutes longer than we should have been, and there is literally nothing to keep you entertained in that line. Because even the video, for how annoying it is, all it is just over and over repetitively telling you how to work the picking your song and the track lists, and it's just like, oh my God, it's not even a long loop, so you're seeing it so many times over and over again, and it's just and steps. No one needs stairs in a queue line, lots of them and quite steep. So I am going to give it a 1.
Whoa.
Because I don't like giving anything a 0, because I don't think there's anything that bad.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah, so the queue, as I alluded to earlier, is terrible. But it does have that loop that Lee had mentioned where I think it's for most people, it's become comical.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's. I don't want to say it's so bad it's good, but something along those lines, where you will mind-numbingly be saying "hasta" the rest of the day while you're at the park. But yeah, that queue is just terrible. I'm gonna give it a 1.
I can't believe we're talking about it as much as we are.
All right, I will go next. I have not actually been through this queue, but I have
listened to everyone else about it.
No, I've seen it from the backside of when doing Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh yeah.
And it looks awful. It looks absolutely awful. It looks like nothing but, like you said, concrete and stairs.
Because it is.
Yeah, there's nothing. So I'm gonna stick with 0. I'm gonna give it a 0.
You might change your mind when you ride it in May. It's fine.
What was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Nothing. It's fine.
Tracy.
Yeah. It's grey, boring. Switchbacks.
It's red.
The queue is not red. All you see is grey floor. It's very reminiscent of cattle markets.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
Cattle prods.
Yeah, they just walk the cows through.
Yeah. Then you
maybe
want
that's what it would take to get me on the ride.
No, 'cause that's what you want is the bolt in your brain as you get to go on the ride.
However, I have just thought of a redeeming feature of it. It has some great fans in there.
It does.
And it's always shaded.
That's true. It still gets warm in there, though.
It does. But for that, it's getting a 1 and not a 0. You're welcome.
Oh.
You're so sweet, Tracy.
You're kidding me.
All right. And then last but not least, we have the overall ride experience. I'm going to kick it back to myself. And since I have not ridden it, I feel bad giving it a 0. So I'm going to give it a 1.
Wow.
I'm going to at least put it on the board.
Okay.
So I'll give it a 1.
Again, that'll change.
And I'll let you guys take the rest. So, Lee.
As I say, I agree with Chris. I really like this ride a lot, actually. Even though it's not something I ride a lot, and that's because it's coaster-wise, I need to be 90% to ride a coaster, because if I'm even slightly headachy or just a bit off on a day, it could be the end of my day. And that's probably the reason why I don't ride it a lot, because like I said last time, I kind of had an idea it was going to be closing soon and Tracy wasn't going to do it. So I'm like, do you know what? While you're in there getting a coffee, I'm going to run in single ride line and jump on it.
I hadn't even got my coffee by the time you got back.
I think it's lost a lot now. Obviously, they've reduced the track list down to barely anything. It's a track per genre now.
Per genre, yeah.
Yeah, so it obviously lost a lot then. And then to be fair, even the tracks that they did have on it weren't necessarily songs that were right up my alley.
Oh, there's a couple.
There was a couple, but not really anything major. Say the queue's bad, but the coaster I like. So we're going overall. I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay. Tracy.
Yeah. So, you walked through the concrete jungle and climbed all those steps and yourself because you don't think the restraint's locking. You can't get your numbers in, and you're still moving all the time, edging towards that lift hill, which scares the shit out of me because I slide backwards every damn time. And it's just, and all I ever think is, if this thing stops, I have no idea I'm holding myself in.
Is it that much different to the Top Hat and Velocicoaster, really?
Yeah, because the Top Hat, you are moving at speed, so physics means that you are held, more or less, in place. This, you are sliding backwards out. However, once you crest and then get into the ride proper, it's a really good ride.
It is.
It's really fun. And it's completely different at night. Yeah, completely different at night. In fact,
yeah.
Even
we've
more
only
fun
ever
at
ridden
night.
it
I know.
once at night.
And I'm actually giving it a 6.
Okay.
Wow.
Because that back section, I love when it's down in the valley, like dug out, and it's like that swift back and forwards. It's so cool.
It's an experience of two halves.
It's a funny coaster because people either love it or hate it.
I'm actually in the middle on it. So
That's what she said?
I don't think she did, to be fair.
If it had a different start to it, I would probably enjoy the rest, but I just don't like those slow lift hills. Okay, Chris.
So for all the same reasons you guys have kind of mentioned already, I agree with most of them. I will say the thing I had mentioned earlier about not writing it that recent is more so because of it's that lift hill, right? So I don't mind the lift hill. Yes, you are angled at a really weird angle where you do feel like you're falling out. But my biggest thing is getting stuck on that, right? I know they're going to get you off. I know they're going to make sure that you're not.
That's what she said.
I know. I didn't.
I mean, I didn't know about that. That
after you
might
get
change
off,
my opinion.
I just
didn't know it was that kind of ride.
That's because you've never been on it.
That's right. Just wait till May. So, where was I?
Getting off.
That's right.
You off.
So
they're going to get you off it.
Yeah, when I don't mind the lift hill, but I don't want to get stuck on it, and that thing gets stuck way too often. Even after we've reported that they said that there's ways to release and not get, that's a lie, because I've seen it get stuck on that lift hill many times after reporting that, and that's like my biggest fear is getting stuck there. I used to like going up that lift hill. Now it's just a matter of please make it over the top. Like that's all I can think about going up that lift hill. And like you said, after the rest of the ride, fantastic. I think it did lose a lot of its points when they took away the soundtrack. Not just the soundtracks, but also the hidden playlists.
That's still there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? I thought they...
No, the hidden track list's still there.
What a weird thing. All right. So it gets a point back. Yeah, I am going to go... I'm going to give it a 6. I feel like that's... Okay. I think that's a very fair score as an overall ride experience, given all its faults.
So that gives it a total score of 51
out of 200.
Yeah. So, so if we were to mold this into our Islands of Adventure rankings right now, it means it would be second bottom above Stormforce Acceleron and below Carousel.
Wow.
Okay. And if you head to the bonus episode after this, I've just written a limerick about it.
Awesome.
As per Chris's request.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay. So let's move on to the last of our Producers Club birthdays.
Absolutely. Okay, so... Oh, I've just seen a really dodgy name in the middle of that. So, March 27th, we have Kevin Brannan's birthday. Happy birthday, Kevin!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Kevin.
And then the 28th, we have the weirdo that is Chris Zavala's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris!
Feliz cumpleaños, buddy.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Is this your 50th, Chris?
You're mean.
No, that's mine.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the fourth floor this year.
To be honest,
There's
I don't
nothing
even
wrong
know how
with
old
50.
he is. Chris, how old are you?
I'm turning 40 in a few days.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes.
He's a baby.
Welcome to the 40s while I'm still here.
Yeah. Having a kid in your 40s is great because all that energy you had in your 20s and 30s is gone. And now it's even worse.
Yep, I bet.
Wow. And then, last but by no means least, on March the 30th, it's Nicole Graves' birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday. Wishing you lots and lots of birthday fun and cake.
Yeah.
I'll save you guys a slice.
Cool, I hope
bloody
so.
better.
I'll be over in May for it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. That's going to wrap up the podcast. Don't forget, we want you to rate the Freezeray Pops and send in your recordings as well as your How Bad is Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes. You can send all of that to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. For this week, Laura Mann says, Fast and Furious Supercharged is so bad.
How bad is it?
Fast and Furious Supercharged is so bad, I tell my daughter it goes upside down so she won't want to ride it. Fair enough. That's a good trick. Love it.
Brilliant.
See you next week.
Are you insane? Get out of here. The curse, it's real. The podcast is over. So, the Magi want you to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcast news and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Contact us by emailing us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Silence! With your subscriptions, we shall rule for all eternity. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Not even the Magi can save you now. There is no escape. Your end shall be my beginning. Prepare yourself for your next trip by emailing Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. We hope you enjoyed your podcast. Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the prepare to forfeit your souls. Check out the other podcasts on the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the Theme Park Duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, and the newest podcast on the network, the Portkey Passport, our Disney-centric podcast. So hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. I would have enjoyed this podcast a lot more if I had gotten my cup of coffee.